What happens when a thought travels through the brain? A lot of things. Your brain has billions of neurons. I think you have something on the order of 100 billion different neurons, and each of those neurons, and neurons are really the primary carriers of information throughout the brain, are connected to other neurons, and they create large networks. And these connections are called synapses. And what happens is these neurons throughout your brain carry electrical signals. The electrical signals at the synapse are converted into a chemical signal. Those chemical signals we often call neurotransmitters. Really, it's that shift from electrical to chemical signal that allows signals to be modified and changed and shaped throughout the brain. Now, when you combine all these different signals across a network, you get patterns of activity. And different patterns of activity can be associated with different types of behavior and different types of function. Most of the time when people think about memory, they're thinking about episodic memory. This happened to me at this time with these people, and you remember back to that. That entire process is largely controlled by a structure within the brain called the hippocampus. In the hippocampus, you have a bunch of networks of neurons, just kind of like any other brain structure. But when you're remembering something, a particular pathway, a particular set of connections becomes associated with that memory. Say, for instance, you're walking down the street and you witness a car accident or something that has some sort of emotional or significance to you that causes you to remember that event. The hippocampus basically takes all the sensations that you're perceiving at any given time and it binds them together. It takes the visual parts of your brain, the olfactory, the smelling parts of your brain, all those different perceptions, and it ties them all together so that when you want to remember that event, or whether you want to or not, when you do remember that event, that network of neurons becomes active. What that then does is go on and activates all those areas of your brain and kind of recreates the perceptions that you were having at the time of that memory. So in many ways, you're physically reliving what you perceived at the time of an event. How you're currently feeling, what you're currently perceiving, all those things shade your remembrance of that past event. And that network within the hippocampus is expanded, it's made firm, and the more and more you remember it, the better and better that pathway becomes at recalling that memory. However, over time, those pathways can be changed and altered by how your environment at the time of your remembrance is altering those events. Your brain is really the storage space for all those experiences. And the summation of all your experiences really shades how you respond to particular things in your environment and how you hold certain things valuable or not, and how you feel about certain issues, and how you create and value your relationships.